Good morning, pre-K students. There are some procedures and rules that we have to go over before you come to pre-K because like anywhere else, you have to follow rules and make sure you are doing what you're supposed to do. So the first thing I want to talk about is saying please and thank you. We love those words. They're amazing. When we say please and thank you, we are using our good manners. It's the word please. How can I use this word in a sentence? Instead of telling my friend, give me a pencil, I could say my magic word, please. Please give me a pencil. And after my friend gives me a pencil, it is always kind to say and polite to say, thank you. Thank you for handing me a pencil.
You're welcome.
So when you use please and thank you, these are your power words. These words are the words you use when you have good manners. And while we're talking about manners, I would love to talk about when we eat. Because we will go into the big cafeteria and everyone will eat lunch together. Now, would I take food off of someone else's tray? No way, forget it. That is rude. No, I would not do that. If I have to sneeze, would I say, on someone else's food? No way, forget it. That is just rude. I'll teach you in a minute what to do when you sneeze. Special way to take care of that matter. This is an apple. Would you eat an apple with a fork, or would you pick up an apple to eat? Absolutely, you can pick up your apple to eat and to take a bite out of. You sure can. But if I have other food, like spaghetti, I'm going to need to use my fork. That's correct, because we don't want to have nasty, messy, yucky hands. So let's see. I'm going to use my fork to eat my spaghetti. How about cake? How would you eat your cake? Would I pick this cake up with my hands? Absolutely not. Yuck. Then I would have chocolate everywhere. Let's use our fork. Very good. So some foods we can pick up with our hands, while other foods we need to practice using utensils. Another word for utensils is a fork and a spoon. So we must use good manners when we are eating. And after we are finished eating, we will definitely need to wipe our hands so they're clean and wipe our face so we get all the food off. I think you'll do great eating and using good manners. Another thing that we need to talk about, especially now, is washing our hands. It is very important to wash your hands very often. We don't want any germs on our hands. Yuck. So I have a little song to teach you, and by the time you're finished using this song, your hands should be nice and clean. First, we're going to put some soap in our hands. Okay, I've got my soap. Wash, wash, wash your hands many times a day before we eat, after using the restroom, even after play. Wash, wash, wash your hands. Be sure to try to rub, rub, rub together. Rinse them under the water. And now they're dry. So we use plenty of soap, rub our little hands together. You have to share the soap from one hand with the other. Rinse them under the faucet, and then be sure to dry them when you're finished. Now we talked about sneezing in the cafeteria. Achoo! Oh my goodness! And then you sneezed all over your friend's food, and we've got all kind of germs over here. Oh! Let me show you a secret. Do you see this part of your body? This is your elbow. So if we sneeze inside our elbow, then the germs won't spread anywhere. Achoo! We trapped our germs right there in our elbow. You try it. Achoo! Now some of you say, I like to sneeze into my hand. Achoo! But guess what happens when you sneeze into your hands? Then the germs are caught on your hands. And every time you open a door or pick up a pencil or play with a toy, those germs spread to all those different places. The best place to sneeze is right here, or cough, is right here in your elbow. Now your teachers are going to ask you to sit on your very own squares when you get to school. That's so exciting. This is going to be my very own square. What color is it? Red, my favorite color. And so when I sit down, I am going to crisscross my legs. I'll put one leg under this leg, and this leg look like a pretzel. This leg under this leg. And I like to say, crisscross, applesauce, hands in your lap. You know, Miss Stark really likes it like that. Now, the reason we keep our hands in our lap is because we don't want to touch and bother our friends. And also, if one of your friends happens to be walking on the carpet beside you and your hand is right here, they may not see it. And then they may step on your hand. Ouch, that hurts. Your teacher's going to be teaching you lots of important things. So it's very important to listen with your ears. That's right. You should never be talking to your friend while your teacher is talking. And if you have something very important to say to your teacher that just can't wait, this is how you get her attention. You will raise your hand. Practice doing that. Great. Now let me show you how not to raise your hand. Okay, watch. Miss Stark is teaching. And you say, Miss Stark, I have something to say to you. It's very, very important. Well, I raised my hand, but I raised my hand and still was talking. What I should do is keep my mouth closed, raise my hand, and wait for my turn. Then she can hear you. Now, it is time for centers, and you're probably wondering, what in the world are centers? Centers are things you do in the classroom that when you play with toys. Play with toys, you say? Yes, and you can play with toys, whichever toys you like, but there's definitely rules and procedures that you must follow. So I'm going to show you the rules and procedures for my class. Miss Stark has called my name and I am ready to go play. And I decide I would like to go to the art center. And I look around and there's plenty of room for me to play. The reason I know there's plenty of room is because there's a name tag for me. If there was not a name tag available for me, I would know that there were enough people at that center and I would have to go play somewhere else. But there's plenty, so I'm going to put my name tag on. And this picture tells me I'm playing at the art center. So I might have some paper, and I'm going to paint, and I'm going to use my markers. Oh, this is so much fun. Can I cut my paper? I'd love to cut this paper. Oh yeah. Glitter. I love it when Miss Stark puts glitter out. A little blue, a little glitter. Miss Stark just turned the lights off. Do you know what that means? It's time to clean up. So let me clean up my center because I cannot leave it a mess. If I leave it a mess, then Miss Stark has lots of work to do. So I cannot leave it a mess. I'm going to help her and clean up. Perfect. I'm going to put my center name tag back. Then it's time to go back to my carpet square. Something else that is very, very important and I think that you should learn about is how to walk in a line. Because when we come from one place to another at school, we have to walk in a line. We couldn't just walk all over the place or it would be chaos. So what we do is we walk in a line, and let me show you what that means. Okay, so one friend will be the line leader. And another friend will come stand right behind him. His face is facing the back of the leader's head. Another friend will get in line. And another friend will get in line. Do you see how easily all these friends are in line? One friend behind the other. One friend behind the other. One friend behind the other. That's how we stay in line. And this is how we look when we walk down the hall. My hands are behind my back. I'm standing straight and tall. My eyes are looking straight ahead. I'm ready for the hall. Shh. Why do you think I say shh? That's right, because we have to be very quiet when we walk down the hall because there are people learning in other classrooms all over. So we have to be very quiet as not to disturb them. Today we're going to read a book about my very favorite cat. Yep, you guessed it. This is Pete the cat, rocking in my school shoes. I love Pete the cat, and when you come to school, we're going to read lots of books about him. Okay, let's get started. Here comes Pete strolling down the street, rocking red shoes on his 4 furry feet. Pete is going to school, and he's singing this song. Rocking in my school shoes, I'm rocking in my school shoes. I'm rocking in my school shoes, I'm rocking in my school shoes. Pete is sitting at his desk when his teacher says, "Come on, Pete, down that hall to a room with books on every wall." Where is Pete? You think it's a room with books on every wall? Pete is in the library. Pete has never been to the library before. Does Pete worry? Goodness, no. He finds his favorite book and sings along. I'm reading in my school shoes. 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 Check out Pete. He's ready to eat in a big noisy room with tables and seats. Where is Pete? That's right. He's in the lunchroom. It can be loud and busy in the lunchroom. Does Pete worry? Goodness, no. He sits down with his friends and sings his song. Meeting in my school shoes. I'm eating in my school shoes. I'm eating in my school shoes. I'm eating in my school shoes. Pete and his friends are playing outside on a green grassy field with swings and tall slides. Where is Pete? That's right, he's on the playground. Kids are running in every direction. Does Pete worry? Goodness, no. He slides and swings and sings his song. I'm playing in my school shoes, playing in my school shoes. I'm playing in my school shoes, I'm playing in my school shoes. All day long, Pete sings his song. I'm singing in my school shoes, I'm painting in my school shoes. I'm adding in my school shoes, I'm writing in my school shoes. When school is done, Pete rides the bus home. Pete's mom asked him, "What did you do at school today?" And Pete said, "Rocking in my school shoes, rocking in my school shoes, rocking in my school shoes, and I'll do it again tomorrow." Yeah. Now, Pete sounded like he had a great day at school. I'm sure you will have many, many great days at school as well. So we talked about a lot of rules, and we talked about manners and procedures, but there's one thing that I want to share with you, and it's the most important rule of all. Ready? On the first day of pre-K, I learned the golden rule. Always treat my friends the way I want to be treated at school. And if this rule I follow each and every day, I know that I will have such fun playing at pre-K. So, the very most important thing is to be kind to each other and to be kind to your teachers and to follow all these rules. So thank you very much for joining us, and we appreciate you for spending your time today.